Hello everyone, I'm Gospel. Welcome to my channel, No Engineering. Please subscribe and share while I take you on a journey to look at the history of aviation. For most people in the world today, the first flying object was invented by the Wright brothers. But long before that time, humans had already gotten themselves into the skies. Very long ago, humans watched birds with admiration. They wanted to fly like them, and so came up with various designs of flying objects. The kite was the earliest aircraft invented by some Chinese philosophers in the 5th century. It was a way of communicating. On September 19, 1783, history was made. The first passenger-carrying flying object, which was a hot air balloon and invented by the Montgolfier brothers, was launched. It traveled for 8 minutes, covering a distance of 2 miles before landing safely. And its passengers were a duck, a rooster, and a sheep. And after 2 months, the first human passengers traveled on it, paving way for air travel in Europe. Later in 1852, Henry Giffard invented the first steam-powered hydrogen balloon airship, and the good news was it could be steered. Many thought the airship was the future of flight until May 1937, when the Hindenburg exploded in New Jersey while landing, killing 36 passengers and crews. It was this incident that led to the replacement of hydrogen by helium in airships. About a year after Henry Giffard flew the first airship, a British engineer, George Cayley, built the world's first glider, which carried his servant on a short flight before crash landing. And in the 1890s, Otto Lilienthal of Germany built a series of small fragile gliders. Scientific work by Otto Lilienthal was the basis by which the Wright Flyer was built. And finally, on 17 December 1903, the real aviation record was broken when the Wright brothers flew the first successful powered heavier-than aircraft. At the time, aviation was done for fun and for photography. During the First World War, the military adopted to use the aircraft. During the war, some advances were made to the aircraft. For example, planes were now built with aluminium instead of wood. After the war, most fighter pilots joined mailing services with their new skills. And shortly came the Second World War. Even more advances were made to the aircraft. By the time the Second World War was over, radar systems, pressurized cabins, powerful engines with long range were developed. And when all these innovations were applied, air travel became something very luxurious, and so many new airlines emerged. The 1960s saw the Boeing 747 jumbo jet entering service, paving way for intercontinental travel. The 1970s saw humans breaking the sound barrier with Concorde. This aircraft was capable of traveling at twice the speed of sound and could take just a little over 3 hours from London to New York. In 2003, the world witnessed a major reverse in aviation when the Concorde retired but had no successor. And in 2005, the world's biggest passenger jet of its kind was built by Airbus. Today, we have more efficient aircrafts like the Dreamliner and the A350s made of composite material. These aircraft offer better comfort and longer range at less cost. We can talk of some helicopters used as flying ambulance, more safer hot air balloons and airships for recreational activities. Looking back and considering how far aviation has come, it is of no doubt that humanity has done a lot, and obviously the old generation will be proud of us. But how would the future of aviation be? Well, the future of aviation will see more greener aircraft like Boeing's Sugarboat and Airbus's zero carbon emission planes. Companies like Virgin Galactic and Boom may bring back supersonic airliners. And there will be a possibility of V-shaped passenger aircraft, which is currently under development by Delft University and KLM. It is very certain that the future of aviation will definitely be better than now, when we will also sit back and be proud of the future generation. Thanks very much for watching this video. If you learned something, please consider subscribing. As always, stay positive. Bye.